Brandy, can you hear me okay? Perfect. Okay. Let's go ahead and get started. Yo, yo, yo. It's your girl, Rose Gold, and you are tuned in to another episode of Heartbreak Hill Podcast. Listen, thank you so much for joining in today. We have so much content to cover that I don't know how I'm going to get it all across today, but I hope in the time that we have together, I can enlighten you on some new stuff that I learned, okay? So, today's episode is going to be called STD, okay? S like Sam, T like Tom, D like David. Okay, and I want to talk specifically about spiritually transmitted diseases. Okay, now when we hear the term STD, obviously, at least for me, I think about having sex with another person and getting some sort of infection. Okay, but there is a such thing as spiritually transmitted diseases, which happens the same way that you transmit a sexually transmitted disease, except this type of transference is a little bit more deeper. And I just got done learning more about this subject, so it's only right that I share the game with y'all, right? Now, before I get into further about what a spiritually transmitted disease is, STD, quick little facts in the United States, okay? Every day, 1 million STDs are acquired, okay? So that means that every day that you wake up, you wake up, okay? 1 million people have been infected with some sort of disease, okay? This is not HIV, by the way. This is just regular curable diseases. Trichomonas, gonorrhea, chlamydia, syphilis. 1 million people every single day, okay? Now, each year, 376 million people go untreated for having STDs, okay? So every year, every January 1st till December 31st, they count and they do a large population sample, and they find that 376 million people spent the entire year walking around with a sexually transmitted disease, and they did not know it, okay? Now, some of the common STDs in the United States, okay? HPV, chlamydia, gonorrhea, and syphilis, okay? These are the things that doctors are treating on an everyday basis, following the stats that I just read to you, okay? Now, what we don't hear reported on at all, in fact, I don't think that you can find any sort of literature on this as far as in the news-wise. What we don't hear much about is the spiritual transference that happens and the spiritual diseases that people get when they have sex with other people, okay? Now, when you have sex with somebody, right, you exchange energy, okay? Now, the thing about energy is that energy can lie, okay? You see memes on Facebook, you see memes on Instagram, you see memes on Twitter telling you that energy does not lie. Yes, it does, okay? For example, let me just kick you some game real quick, okay? If I am a person and I operate at a low frequency, okay, my energy level is naturally low. And I mean that in terms of I don't have much energy, but I'm also a negative, just sad, mean person. Let's say I'm that type of person in my heart and in my mind, right? I can alter my energy when I come around you, and I can alter it in many different type of ways. I can alter it through listening to music. I can alter it by, being around good-spirited and good high-energy people. I can even dress up. The way you dress can alter your energy tremendously, okay? I turn into a new person every time I get my hair colored blonde, okay? Every time my blonde is touched up, I turn into a completely different person. This is real. This is not speaking in terms of being fake, okay? I just want you to really grasp the concept that energy can be tweaked and it can be fooling to a person. That if you're only going off energy when you choose your partners, you may be a victim to what I'm getting ready to talk about, okay? So, ground rules, energy can lie. What can't lie about a person is their spirit, okay? And I'm not speaking in terms of just, from a Christian front. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has a spirit, whether you believe in Jesus Christ or not. You were born with a spirit. You are a human body, and you have a spirit living inside of you that's going to live on when you die. You can't fake your spirit, okay? You cannot fake who you really are in your deepest and in your innermost core, which is exactly what your spirit is. Your spirit is the closest thing or the furthest thing away from God, right? And that is exposed over time, okay? Just to make sure we're on the same page. Energy can be faked. Your spirit cannot be faked, okay? And what you need to know about that, and what I'm really trying to get you to understand, is that every person that you encounter, the clerk at the grocery store, your mom, your dad, your friends, okay, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife, your ex, whatever human being you encounter, your pastor, okay, whatever human being you encounter, they are not a human being. Okay, the person that you see, even me, as you sit here, if you're watching on live right now, or if you're listening to my voice, you're not speaking to or hearing from a human being. I am a spiritual spirit, okay? I am a spirit, and I am living inside of a body. And that matters when you have sex with somebody, because you think you're having sex with the body. You're not having sex with a body whenever you have sex with somebody. You are engaging in physical contact with their spirit, okay? Now, the danger of that is whether or not that person has a good or bad spirit. Once you do a spiritual act, like have sex with them, you become equal to that person on a spiritual level, okay? Now, here's what I mean by that. Sometimes, growing up, or even not even growing up, like even as an adult, right? You meet people and all you want to do is have sex with them. Some people just give sex only vibes. I'm not naive, and I'm not, going to sit here and act holier than thou like I waited until I was married to have sex. That's what God wants us to do, because he want to minimize our heartbreak. But just hear me out for a second. Sometimes you meet people and the only thing that they're good for, the only thing you want from them is to have sex, okay? Each time that you lay down with somebody and you engage in sex with them, there's a transference that happens, whether you want it to or not. Now, some people will say, like, women, since we have the whole, we're the receivers. Or they may say, men, they're the givers of the energy. It's all one and the same, okay? And the reason why that is because sex is a spiritual experience, okay? If you don't believe me, I want you to think back to any time you've had really, really good sex. Okay? That wasn't good sex because of what the equipment or the package that person was working in. That was something deeper. You connected with that person on a deeper level. You understand what I'm saying? And so when you connect with somebody who's spiritually broken or who's spiritually corrupt, that eventually rubs off on you. Not eventually. The moment that you engage in sex with them, that rubs off on you. And the thing is that energy rubs off on you whether you climax or not. Okay? And so I'm just saying that to be mindful, because a lot of the times the insecurities and the self-doubt and the anger and the frustration is not our own. You understand what I'm saying? We've picked that up through having sex with people who did not have healthy spirits. Look, man, I'm not looking down on nobody. I'm not talking down on nobody, okay? This podcast that I do is sponsored completely by you all that listen, okay? So I'm not getting paid to talk to you like this. This is for real. You become one with the person that you have sex with. Even if you never plan on talking to them again, you never plan on seeing them again, you never plan on dealing with them in no type of way, form, or fashion, they transfer onto you their spiritual enlightenments and their spiritual deficits. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? I remember I was dating this guy, right? I had to probably be like, I was probably like 24. No, I was probably like, I couldn't be 24. I was married at the time. So I was probably like 19. Okay, I got married at 22. Yeah, I was probably like 19 at the time, okay? I was 19 at the time, and I was dating this guy. He was really nice, he bought me all this nice stuff. And he was like, a gentleman and everything like that. But he was angry. And I don't mean the type of angry that, sometimes you meet people that are easily irritated. That's not what I'm talking about. He was an angry individual. I mean, he was nice to me, but, the littlest thing would tick him off, or when how you talk to representatives on the phone and you finally get somebody and you irritated, but most people, you just want to get your help and go, not him. He was just a really angry person. Road rage. Oh, my goodness. And I slept with him. And I can literally, vividly, as I just learned more about this topic this week, I can vividly remember catching a spiritually transmitted disease for him, because all of a sudden I was super duper angry for no reason. Now, of course, I didn't make that connection at the time. And don't mistake me. And, it's not as soon as you have sex with somebody, all of a sudden I done transformed into something else. It's not like that. You understand what I'm saying? It's like there's seeds that are planted. You understand what I'm saying? So all of a sudden I'm getting upset about things that normally wouldn't upset me. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm becoming, short-tempered with people who I normally wouldn't become short-tempered with. That is a spiritual transference. Please hear me and understand what I'm saying, that this is a very real thing. You understand? You see some women and men too, but I'm a woman, so I can, it's easy for me to speak from a woman's perspective. But this happens to men too, so don't misunderstand me. But you will have a girl or a boy, and they will be full of life, full of passion, full of esteem, and have a bright future. You understand what I'm saying? But all of a sudden you see them make a switch. All of a sudden they're doing and saying crazy things on social media, or all of a sudden you see them and there's a change in their being. Something is just different. All of a sudden you like this and you was just like that. Spiritual transference. You understand what I'm saying? And it's one thing to be around somebody and their energy brings you low, like I was talking about earlier. But it's a whole nother thing when you lay down with somebody and you let them enter your temple. Because when they enter your temple, they don't leave the same. It's just like when you go to church or you go to a temple or whatever your place of worship is, and you go in there and you get what you came for and you feeling good and you leave. Well, that's the same that happens when you have sex with somebody and y'all join on that spiritual level. They leave with something of yours. And guess what? Something of theirs stays with you. Now, God wants us to wait until we married to have sex. And there's a lot of reasons behind that. Now, what's cool about God is that if you look in the Bible, you'll never find a verse that tells you why you shouldn't have sex before you get married, right? But I had sex before I got married, and the heartbreak that I experienced, I know would not have been as intense if I had not have had sex with that person. You see what I'm saying? Not having sex does not save you from heartbreak, but it definitely does, give you a clear visual representation of who you're dealing with as a person. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of times you hear people say things like, God is not going to put more on me than I can handle. That's true. He's not going to put more on you than you can handle. But the thing is that a lot of the burden that you're carrying is not yours. Do you realize that? A lot of the things that you're going through in your mental and emotional well-being is part of your spirit being corrupted by who you shared your body with. You understand what I'm saying? Like I stated earlier, God wants us to wait until we married to have sex, but most people not going to do that. I didn't do that. I'm not saying I'm not going to do that. I did not do that. You understand what I'm saying? I've been married. I've been single. And both times I did not wait until I walked down the aisle to have sex. And there's consequences that go through that. So if you're not going to wait until you have sex with somebody, I want you to wrap it up. Okay? That's the acronym that I came up with. Wrap it up. WRAP. I want you to wrap it up. And these are what these acronyms stands for, okay? Before you have sex with somebody, wrap it up, okay? W. Wait. Okay? Wait a second. Quick sex is a spiritual trap. Please understand that. If you have somebody that's pressuring you to have sex, fellas, if you got a girl and she just want to give you that cuckoo real bad, or ladies, if you have a male, even if he consider himself to be just your friend and he keep pressuring you for sex, I want you to know that that's a trap. Okay? I'm not saying that every time that you have sex that, bad things will happen to you. But I'm telling you 100% sure that if the devil wants to get a stronghold into your mind, one of the quickest ways he can do that is by sending you a demon to have sex with. It happened to me, y'all. I'm telling you, I was having sex with demons and I didn't know. It's not funny. I can laugh now because I'm mature enough to know and recognize that that's what I was doing. So if you've done it, don't feel bad. But I'm telling you, if the devil really want to get a stronghold in your life and he really want to distract you, he's going to send somebody to knock you down real good. And it's going to distract and it's going to mess with your mind. But it's also going to be messing and putting holes in your spirit. Trust me what I'm telling you. So wait. First thing foremost, try to wait before you have sex with somebody. All right? Next thing I want you to do is I want you to request a resume. All right? Some of these people, you have to get a resume from the streets. And do you know why that is? Why you want to get a resume from the streets or from their friends and family or just take a quick inventory of who they've been with? It's because whoever that person has had sex with or whoever they have been with, okay, all of those person's emotions, all of those person's downfalls, all of that person's insecurities is now bundled up into that person that you just had sex with. Do you understand that? And I'm not telling you to judge people off who they having sex with. I'm telling you to judge them. I'm telling you to judge them off of who they having sex with, if that makes sense, okay? I want you to be able to know that if you are dealing with a person who has multiple sex partners, there's a strong chance that you're dealing with somebody who has multiple demonic experiences inside of them. Look, I'm just keeping it real. I'm not trying to scare nobody. And I'm not speaking from no holy roly place, man. This is not church. This is real life stuff that I did not know that was holding me back from my potential. I could have been to where I'm going, but I'm telling you, I didn't know this. I didn't know that I was putting holes in my spirits because I was dealing with people who had dealt with demons. That person, specifically wasn't a demon, but they had exchanged souls with demons. I mean, been with women that I know good, low down, dirty. And then I got with them, and that transferred onto me. It's real. Get that resume. Do your checkups. See what this person is used to dealing with, because it'll be a strong indicator of how they'll deal with you. A lot of times when you get with somebody, after you get them your body, and you start to see them for who they really is, because I'm going to just be real. Sometimes you can have sex quicker than you want to, right? And you get in your body and it's like the blinders come off, because all of a sudden you know this person in a spiritual way. That's how come, like I said, after you have sex with somebody, you can kind of see them in a different light. You know what I'm saying? All the blinders are off. You can see them for exactly who they are spiritually. It's because they've entered with you. Get that resume. Check up on it. You know what I'm saying? If he used to joining souls with scum bums, 9 times out of 10, he gonna put a scum bum in you. Understand? If she used to dealing with marks, okay, she got that mark spirit up in her. It's a strong chance she gonna bring that to you. I'm just keeping it 1,000. Okay, that's R-A. Okay, apply what you know about the person, not what you know about relationships. Okay, before you sleep with the next person you're going to sleep with, I want you to apply everything you know about that person, and I want you to visualize if you can be like them. This is what I mean. The next time you're getting ready to sleep somebody, or you got somebody on your hit list right now that you want to take down, I want you to think about them as a person. Do they have qualities, spiritual qualities in them that you want? Are they patient? Are they kind? Having sex with them is not going to get you those good qualities, because like I just told you, it's a transfer. So it's really going to be a drop-off of the bad stuff. Only the bad stuff can drop off of you when you're not married and having sex. And that's just real, right? So I want you to look at that person. Look at their qualities. Do they have good qualities spiritually? Okay, so you're not going to get that as long as you're having sex outside of the context of marriage. They could probably teach you things, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it like that, and I'm not saying it like, oh, if you don't wait till you're married to have sex, you're a bad person. But this is real. This is what happens. Look at that person for who they are. Look at their character. Look at how they treat other people. Look at how they deal with situations. Okay, these are things that take time. Okay, but you still want to watch this. Look at how they deal with pressure. Look at how they treat people who can't do anything for them. Look at how they treat people like that, because those are the types of things that transfer onto you once you have sex with somebody. Okay, their mannerisms, the way they talk to people, the way they treat people, the way they think about things. Do you know that having sex with a wrong person with a messed up spirit can even alter the way you think about things? All of a sudden, at one point, education is valuable to you. Then the next minute, all of a sudden, you don't care about school no more. No, that be that spirit that didn't get there. I'm telling you the truth, okay? So apply what you know about that person, not what you know about past relationships. Now, here's what I say, why I want to really be specific about applying what you know about that person before deciding if you want to have sex. Because if you apply what you know about past relationships, a lot of times you'll end up single. And the reason for that is because, guys, a lot of us, including myself, we were taught wrong. Do you know that? Do you know that 90% of what you were taught as a child about relationships, 90% of what you've seen as far as the dynamics between a man and woman, a lot of that is false. Did you know that? Did you know that a lot of the times you were learning relationship habits and rituals that were not correct from people who learned from other people who also were not correct? So when you're looking at a person, before you're thinking about giving them your body, you think about who this person really is. I don't want to forget what I know about relationships, forget what I know. Who is this person really? And then I want you to fast forward in your mind and see yourself being and acting like them, because that's what's going to happen once you give them some. Okay? So that's A. And the last thing I want you to do is I want you to pray. Now, I'm not naive. Most of us, before we getting ready to take somebody down, we're not going to fall to our knees and pray to our Heavenly Father. I've never prayed before I've had sex. Ever. Okay? Not even when I was married. I never got down on my knees right before I hit the bed and said, God, I've never done that. Okay? So I'm not naive when I'm telling you this. But when I say I want you to pray, okay, I want you in your daily talks with God. And if you're not having daily talks with God, you definitely should, because it will make a difference. I'm a living witness. I'm telling you the truth. I want you to pray. And I want you to ask God to show you who people are spiritually. I want you to say it just like that. I don't want you don't have to get all dramatic. You don't have to go into a long, drawn out, detailed. You don't have to do anything. Ask God specifically before you sleep with your next person. Every day that you wake up, okay? Before you have sex with anybody else, I want you to ask God to show you who people are on a spiritual level. And that's exactly what he will do, okay? The people that you see, the people that we deal with on a daily basis, they're hiding, y'all. You cannot see people for who they really and truly are. You will never be able to know. That girl that's bad from head to toe, she got the body like a Coke bottle and the face like a model. She evil inside and you don't even know. She gonna be your ruin. That man, he got that money, or maybe he ain't got that money, but he got that magic stick and he putting it down on you really good. He's not a real person. That's a spirit. He's a demon. You don't see it. You don't know it. And it's not your fault you don't know. You're just a human being like me. So a lot of stuff you can only see when you pray about it, okay? Spiritual transmitted diseases are real, y'all, and they affect people. There are already attacks against your spirit. Do you know that? Do you know that every day that you wake up, there's an agenda and there's an assignment on your life for you to be attacked mentally and spiritually? And then there's other things that can break. Outside of what the enemy, does on purpose, there's other things that can just happen in life that can break your spirits. Bad breakups can break your spirit. Do you know when I got divorced, I was sad for a very, very long time. I was sad, and I thought I was hiding the fact that I was sad until I got over it. And I started being happy again. All my friends and family was like, yeah, you looked sad for a long time. And I thought I was hiding it, but my spirit was broken. You can't hide that. You can't really hide a broken spirit. You can, but not really. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I say wrap it up. Don't forget that acronym, WRAP. Wrap it up. Your spirit has enough attacks on its own. Don't willingly break your spirit by joining forces with somebody who's not right. You understand what I'm saying? We all got urges, man. We all human beings. Like I said, I'm not no virgin. And I definitely wasn't no virgin when I was married. And I wasn't no virgin now that I'm divorced. But I'm telling you what I know to be real about people and their spirits, y'all. The people that you see are not people. You understand? We are all spirits, and we are all here visitors. We just passing through here. So while you here, connect and transfer with souls that are pure, that are genuine. And the older you get, the harder it is to find those. That's why you got to preserve yourself. Preserve your spirit. You know what I'm saying? Don't just let you being hot be the reason why you go get some. Don't let that be the only reason, because you're going to be humping your whole life if that's the case. You see what I'm saying? Look at me. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you decided to be here with me. And because you're listening, I want to just say a huge thank you to everybody who has been supporting Rose Gold Lenses. Listen, the lit candle line has sold out 2 times already. I've had to re-up 2 times in this last week because y'all are going crazy. And I don't buy small amounts of stuff, okay? You guys are really going crazy, and I'm just so thankful for you all. If you're listening and you love us, go ahead and support us. Send us something on our email as well if you want to do it that way. heartbreakhillpodcast@gmail.com. Also, go to our website, like I said, if you want to help us out or donate something to the show, heartbreakhillpodcast.com. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Heartbreak Hill Podcast. We made it over in Europe to the Latvia top podcast list. We happen to be number 17. So y'all keep listening. That's all you need to do. And we will continue to pour out this content that will help you navigate yourself, okay? Listen, all love, no judgment. Y'all be smooth.